Hello, my name is Alice, and I thank you so much for tuning into my channel today as I wanted to come on to just share a little bit more about my spiritual journey. And I know that in the beginning of the year, I did start a series about spiritual awakening. And so I wanted to continue this series to speak a little bit more about shadow work and how I was able to navigate through this time and what I would like to share with those who are currently on their path and are needing support. So I am just here to share my story, and if anything resonates with you or is of essence in the sense that it can help you on your path, then take that and leave the rest that doesn't serve you. So for me, when I started on my path, I really dived really deep into the spiritual shadow works, and it took me by the wing. I say that lightly, but really, like, it can take a toll on you and your physical body and your emotional, mental, and spiritual body. And especially when you're having to be bombarded by so much information out there now on spirituality, the new age spirituality, to navigating a lineage of what you are resonating with. There's a different side of each coin, and most of the time we wake up and we just want to receive the information, and that's nothing wrong with that. It's great that we're doing the research, we are reflecting on our awareness of who we could potentially be and the truth of who we are, because as we awaken, we are more curious, and this is our time of being a student. And as a student, we want to learn, we want to receive what excites us and what we could potentially use to support us on our path. I share this and the resonance so that I can help those of you who are on this journey to better understand that we have our own path. However, while we're on this shadow work, we can get stuck. We can get stuck in doing too much of it, that there's an aspect of us that may just continue to keep doing it and working on ourselves, feeling like that's the whole purpose of our life, when really the truth is to integrate these shadow aspects of ourselves and start living. I'm a perfect example of that. It took me a very long time to really understand this, that like I didn't when I reflect back now and I look at my path, I did a lot of that. I was really hard on myself. I wanted to continue to keep doing the shadow work of figuring out why I am here, why I became this way, how to fix this, how to work through these traumas. And I got stuck on playing the victim. I got stuck on continuously feeling sorry for the past versions of myself. And as these trauma continues to appear through experience, whether consciously, unconsciously, or in the subconscious mind, it's almost as if like it kind of took a pull of you. You went into the dark night of the soul. You start digging into all these aspects of yourselves that are not truly who you are, the suppressive emotions, the patterns, and you become very much into this comfort of just being there, of being in the shadows, and going so deep in that like you may forget to breathe. Breathing life into yourself. And so I wanted to give this time to share that would be something that I would tell myself, is to enjoy the process, not to make it a hard work that you think that if you get done with this shadow work that it's complete. It's an ongoing process, and you have to change your attitude about it to lessen the load, because as we continue and we become harder on ourselves on this journey, not understanding ourselves and why we became this way, it's like we're placing judgment onto our ego, onto our dark side, into our shadow aspect, and it makes it even worse. Okay? And I say this with sincerity. It took me to come back to self-compassion, to really lose grip of this darkness that I was holding on to, even though it was just showing me that these are the parts of me that needs me to love it, to accept it, and to honor it for what it had to go through, to protect me while I was in survival mode, And so these are interesting aspects of ourselves that are really just needing us to acknowledge it, to honor it, to see it for what it was, and help bring it closer to you, to bring it home inside of you, that it's not separate from you, but it is so an aspect that needed to come through to protect you at that time. An example of this can be from having jealousy, from having anger, from having grief, any suppressed emotions that you had to suppress during your childhood, or your upbringing and how you were coping with them, are a part of the shadow aspect of yourself, that when it is ready for you to face, it will appear. It will show up on your path for you to face when you experience life and your your connection to the world. It will appear. And I want to share that you may feel a sense of burden, but it's a privilege. It is a privilege when you look at it from the outside looking in, that it is a privilege for us to have, to do this inner work, to understand that we are doing shadow work so that we can become the better version of ourselves. And yeah, this can be a very tricky thing to process, but it's an ongoing process. And so while you're doing your shadow work, I also want to remind you to give yourself time and space to get out and breathe the fresh air, to appreciate life. For me, I know that as people, places, and events, my travels were present, there was a time where I couldn't really appreciate it because I felt like I was in theory yet, that my journey to my spiritual journey to where I wanted to be wasn't complete. And so I was really hard on myself, that it took away the joy and the happiness that I could have received if I was just present and appreciative of all of it. And so, yeah, while you're on your spiritual journey and you're doing this shadow work, this is going to be an ongoing process as long as you are here and you are living on this earth. Yet, do not get stuck in judging yourself for not doing enough, but appreciate the process and where you are, and give light to it too. And so I thank you so much for tuning in, and yeah, thank you. Bye.